So association means relationship, one to many, many to many. So we're going to build both the relationship, one to many and many to many. Before that, just want to do a quick recap over here. ActiveRecord provides few of the methods, and I wrote this method. So first of all, so I'm going to call out the name, and then whoever knows what the method does, they just raise their hand, okay? And if nobody, then I'm just going to pick a name. It's fine, okay? Just say who knows. So first of all, .new. So Aaron?
It makes a new instance, but it doesn't save it to the database.
Exactly. And it's going to be a class method or an instance method?
I would say an instance method.
Okay. We do .new on author's instance, or we were doing on author class? It's going to be a class method, okay? Just reinforcing all few stuff together. So it will .new create a new instance, and it's a class method that creates a new instance class method, and another keyword that is just create the instance, does not persist in database. Persist in database, and that is no. Okay? Next is save. Varia?
So it's a method, it's instance method which saves this instance.
So it's an instance method that saves that instance to database. Save to database. Okay, create. Said.
It's a method used to create data objects for SQL, like the certain SQL element, like with the data.
I know what you're saying, but the wording is it creates the instance as well as it persists that instance in the database, or it stores that data in the database. So, and what kind of method is that?
No,
class method. Class. So create is going to be class method, and that is create new instance and save it to database. So that means .create is equal to .new plus save. Yes? Everyone agrees? Okay. .all. Nash.
It's a class method that'll show you all the instances in the class.
Class method that shows you all the instances in the class, but here we are working with ActiveRecord shows all the data, all the rows in the database, in the table. Okay? So that's a new point there. All the rows from table. Okay, dot first. Mario?
It's a method that will show you, an instance method that will show you the position. That will show you the position of your element in your array. No.
No. Anyone else wants to give it a shot? Varia?
Which one first?
Dot first.
It's a class method which shows you the first three parameters.
So it's class method. Yes, it's class method that returns the first row or the first data entry from the database. But, okay, actually, first entry in data in table. Okay, dot last. Yes, I can assume it's similar, but instead of a first, it's gonna give us last. Dot find. Jordan. So dot find always look for primary key IDs. Dot find takes as an argument primary key's value, not a key and value pair. It just takes value, and usually it's going to be the ID. So as an argument, takes ID and returns that row. Okay? And now find by. Adeline, you want to give it a shot? No? Let's give it a shot and just tell me whatever you understood.
I think it's like, I think it was in like the name of the column and bring it up. I think so.
Yes, you're right, partially. So it's just like it finds a particular row that, and as an argument, it takes key and value pair. That means it's take the column name and the value that you are searching for. And as soon as it meets the first one, it's just going to return it. Okay? Now, let's give a quick recap. Whatever we did, I'm just going to do it here. And let's see what we get. So, let's start with rake console. Now, first dot new. So, author dot new name. Who wants to be our author? Like, oh my God, Charles. So we have this new author, Charles. With dot new, ID is going to be no because it's nothing. So I'm just going to say A equals underscore. Because it's an instance method, I need to run it on an instance. This is full thing is instance, but I need to store it in some variable so I can call it. So now if I do A dot save, it's saved, and now that is saved. Now let's create the author with create. So author dot create name. John must be interested in becoming an author one day. And let's just give one thing. It's done, and create does the both thing that new plus save. So new plus save. Done with that path. Okay, so now if we do author dot all, as we say it's a class method, we have all the authors in there with different names and IDs. Now first, so we say it's a class method, right? So can I do first like this? We got it, right? And we tried it with all dot first. So both are just the same thing. It's gonna give you same thing. We're just like returning the first row out of the table. And as well as if I do author dot last, and we have Jordan there, last author. Find. So I'm gonna say author dot find. Let's see. I want to find my. Oh, I don't have. I'm not an author in here. Oh my God. Okay, let's search Charles Stew, and the ID is 3. So find, just take one argument, and that's the value of your primary key 3, and we have Charles 3. And now find by, and I want to find Jordan, who's the author whose name is Jordan. So I'm going to say pass key and value pair name Jordan. We have Jordan there.
So if
Okay.
you're using that find and there was a list of 1,000 authors, then you would just do find by, I guess, if you know the author's name.
Yeah, it's just like you can use find or find by. Find is just for IDs, and find by is just like you know one of the values of the row and you want to pull out the full information. Then you can use find by. Okay, that was a quick recap whatever we did last time, and here comes the part. Talk about, yes, Raya?
This first thing, it returns the first entry,
First,
the function first, which first we're talking about. Like the
so first entry in the table.
First by the timeline.
By the timeline, no, not the time, like whichever is the first entry in the table itself.
Or ID 1.
ID 1. Usually it's going to be the, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, it's just like if you delete the first
not
one.
necessarily. He can reuse IDs.
So when we do primary key and auto increment, we are not going to reuse the IDs.
If we like create a bunch of IDs and then deleted the first 100.
It's not going to refill those. No. Yeah, that's a nice point actually. I totally forgot when we did SQL. Do you guys remember? It's like it's auto incremented, right? Suppose I'm deleting the author as ID 2 and I added a new author. What's ID going to be that new author? 6 or 2?
Whatever next.
It's always going to be the next one. It will never fill out that empty blank space. It will just put that empty blank space just there. So it will never fill out that information. So it's just like if you delete something, it will not gonna use that ID again because it's a primary key. It will just auto increment it on the last primary key's ID. So here, let's see one more thing. Oh, where's the code? Yeah, code is here. Okay. We have this author. Now let's think about the relationship. We have author and book. Let's first think about one-to-many. So, author has many books, has many books, belongs to author. Everyone understood the relationship? Okay. That means we need to give some information in our book that will tell that this author is associated with that book. Yes? So, what are we going to store inside book now?
Foreign key?
A foreign key, exactly, and that foreign key is going to be primary key of the author table, and that is author's ID. Author's ID is the primary key. So, here in our migration, we're gonna write one more migration in here. We can add migration here as well. It's just like t.integer, and it's going to be author underscore ID. Since we just created this, I'm gonna delete it, and let's do break db migrated. And now if we look at the schema inside book, we have author ID there. So how are we going to create this instance? Okay, right now we are creating all those authors and book in console, right? And every time we delete these, we are just right now created a few authors again, create few books again. So we can ActiveRecord provides something called seed file. So seed, by its name, seed means we are providing seed data to our tables, to our database. That means we are providing by default initially few data. That means we do not need to worry about creating a few data initially again and again. And as I say, the file call seeds.rb. In this file, we are, give me one moment, yeah. We are not going to do anything, just the same thing like what we were doing in our console. Oops, my bad. Author dot create name DHH, and let's give some age like 35. Few dummy authors we are creating, okay? Charles, Jordan. Give me new name. I'm gonna change your age, Jordan. Don't worry about it. Let's make Jordan 23. I'm not sure it's right or wrong. We don't need to worry about it. Okay, 25. Someone 45. Someone 25 again. And I'm just gonna use author 1. I don't want to make anyone old.
Hey.
Author 2. No, I'm not going to make anyone old.
And DHH is 39.
Sorry?
DHH is 39.
Oh, it's 39? Okay. See, I made him younger. He's 39. So now we have these authors, but those are in a particular file, right? I want to create them again. So I want to create them in my database. So this is just the author. It's time for creating a book as well. Oh my god. Book dot create. Book takes three things that is not on the board. Title. I'm just gonna say title 1. Year. We are saying 2019. And no, it's not a rating. Do you guys want to check out the schema? It's going to be the author ID. So when I say, oops, not there, here. When I say author underscore ID, now what author ID I'm gonna put?
The primary key.
Primary key for this author, right? So I know it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, so on, right? I'm just gonna put 1 right now. We're gonna take a look how we can change it, but right now let's just put 1 in there. And I'm gonna put 2, 2, 3, 5, title 2, title 3, title 4, title 5, 2009, 2000, no, that's 2, 1998, 2001, and 2008, okay? Created few data with the IDs. Okay, so now, but how am I gonna run this file? Rick and yes, exactly. Rick DB seed loads the seed data from, and can you guys read this one? From DB folder seeds.rb file. If you give any other name, it's not gonna work because it's just look for that particular file name. So if I do Rick DB and then seed, hit enter, it will not show anything. If some error is there, it's gonna give us error. But if it's right, it's not gonna give us any error. And then now if I do author.all, we have all of our 5 author in there. And IDs are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well. So because we deleted the previous database, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if I do book.all, I have all the books with this one, right? With the ID. But passing this number directly in there is going to be a problem. Not necessary that what I am predicting is going to be the ID of author. Suppose, let's do one thing. I want to reseed this. Oops, my bad. I said I want to reseed it. Reseed this. And now read console. And if I do author.all, what I get? Double authors. And now I'm gonna have double books as well, but all of my all of my books have author either 1, 2, 3 or 4 or 5. So that's like, oh, but how about I created a new author? I want their ID to be presented in there. So solution to this is, when you create it, you can store it in some variable and A1, and here you can do A1.ID. That way you don't need to worry about whatever the ID is there. It's just gonna it's create the particular author, take out that thing, and then just do A1.ID. So I'm just gonna do it again. A2.ID, A3.ID, A4 ID, A5 ID, and here we're gonna use A2.ID, A3.ID, A4.ID, and again A2.ID. No, I want 2 books with 1 author. So
How can you unsee the data?
yes, I'm going to show you that as well. So now, oh, first of all, let me do seed again. If we do create console, we have this 15 author, and last author's ID is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, if we do book.all, and I go down, can you guys see now? So that means we are not passing the ID statically, it's just taking the ID that they just created the author from. And about this seed data, you guys see that we are seeding 5 data at a time. So what happens is seed data is like just adding the data. Seed data is like, oh, I doesn't care whatever in database is, my responsibility is, these guys are telling me to create it, I'm just gonna create it. I don't know whatever is up there. So every time there are chances that suppose your schema change, your structure change, and you want to change, and you're like, I want to delete all of my previous data before seeding a new data. So what you can do here is you can just write a statement before, at the beginning of your seed file is gonna say author dot destroy underscore all, and same thing for book dot destroy all. So what it does is, before creating a new data, it's just gonna clear out, delete the previous data and create the new data for you. So now if we reseed this console, how many author I should have? I have just the 5. And now can you guys see the IDs? It deleted the previous 15, but it started with 16 because they never fill out the previous IDs there. Then if I do book.all, I have all the books with updated author ID and everything. So that's, now seed file is always going to be useful when you want to test your data, you want to put some data initially rather than going to console type things again and again. It's going to be helpful. Okay. Still, now the thing is, we have created data, we store author's ID in book table and everything is there. Now I want to say, I want to know about this particular book that is title 4. I want to know what author is that particular book is. So now I'm going to do rake console and let's do book.last, that is title 5. And if I do author underscore ID, so I get ID 17, right? But I want to know what is author. Yeah. Do you guys remember in Ruby we were creating methods author that was like, oh, go to books table, and then do self.id equals author ID and it returns the book. Do you guys remember something like we were doing .each, .map, .select? Okay, that was harmful. Okay, so suppose we have one too many and I was like, oh, I want to know who is the author for this particular book. Then if I do book.authors, it was returning me the list of authors that are associated with the book. But we were implementing those methods in our class, right? So that means here we are doing something similar. In book, I'm going to create a method called authors, and in this authors method, I'm just going to say author dot find, and it's going to be find by, because author itself is the full class, we can use find by, and I'm just gonna say where ID, or you can just use find, actually it's an ID, so we can just use find and we can just pass, I heard somewhere self, so self dot author ID. So now if I run rake console and if I do book I think it's called auth. Let's do authors. I get the author, right? With using .find. We're just like, still we are doing a lot of stuff. I said like ActiveRecord can do a lot of stuff for you. Yes, it can do a lot of stuff for you. You don't even need to write those methods. Now, you just need to write two statements, the relationship between those two models in those models. So first of all, book belongs to an author. Yes? One to many. Whatever I'm saying, I'm just going to typing that. Belongs _to, and then the name of that particular model. So it's going to be author. Okay, here comes an interesting part. You are giving file name singular, but if it belongs to, it's going to be one thing. If I'm going to say this pen belongs to me, it's just going to be one. But I can say I has many pens. I cannot say I has many pen. I'm going to say I has many pens. So belongs to author, but in our author, I'm going to say has _many and books, not book. It's going to be books because it's one to many. And just like whatever we were speaking until this point, like has many and belongs to, the same thing we need to write in our models. So in author, we're just going to say has many books, and in books, we're going to say belongs to author. And now, oh, but I haven't did any method called authors, right? Do you guys think this should work?
I think that is the last statement you wrote.
Yes. Because of the last statement, now I don't need to write any methods in there. Who's responsible for this? ActiveRecord. Yes, partial me because I wrote that, but it's ActiveRecord. So ActiveRecord does all that stuff for you. And now, suppose let's do author dot first. Let's see which author has two books. I think author 2, right? So I'm just gonna say author dot find. I think ID is going to be 17. Yeah, that's the second author, Charles. So I'm just gonna say A equals _. So if I can do A, that means I'm picking an author, and I'm doing A dot book or books. Books. It's going to be books, and I have the 2 books that is returned by the author. We don't need to worry about anything else now. Just writing those in our model, just relationship goes there. It's just like, oh, this has many this belongs to this, and we are done. And we have all the methods in there for a particular class. So now, if I do books, or actually, let's see this one. So if I author, and if I do author.h, I get the 25h. So it's like, now from book, I'm getting author's information, and I can get any author's information. Okay? Question.
Is there an easier method than this?
No. These are just 2 statements, Nash. Okay. See, ActiveRecord makes so much easy for you. It's just like put has many and belongs to, and you will have it. But make sure you store the foreign key inside the table that is belongs to another table. Otherwise, it will not find that stuff for you. Okay. Let's explore many to many. Here comes a little interesting part. Many to many. Whenever you have many to many, do you need a joiner class? Yes or no? Kinda, yeah. For sure, you need a joiner class. Whenever you have many to many relationship, you have to have joiner class. So what I'm gonna do is, we are not gonna touch this one, so you guys have code to one to many. We're gonna make a new 3 models called character, episode, and appearance. Okay? It's just like I like Friends TV shows. It's just like there are a few characters repeating again and again, right? So character, episode, and appearance. So which one is many-to-many relationship? Yes, it's going to be character, has many episodes. Episodes has many characters, but through the joiner class appearance. So this for sure have information from both other classes. And now we know if we want to join them, we're going to use foreign key, and foreign key is going to be the primary key of other two classes. Same thing, now we are building one-to-many two-way. Like this is one-to-many and this is one-to-many. That's the for many-to-many. Suppose character has one argument called name, episode has argument called title, and appearance has two things. It's character ID and episode ID. Okay? So we can link them in our joiner class. Any question before we build it? Okay, let's start with scratch, and I am gonna need a little help from you guys. Where should I start? Clear? Okay, perfect. I can do that. Done. Okay.
Open up a new visual code.
I'm gonna make those in here as well. It's fine. Those are like 3 different tables. It has nothing to do with those 2 tables, so it's fine. It can be in a single code. So let's start and think through this. Do I need tables?
Yes.
How many tables I need?
3.
How many models I need?
3.
Exactly. So because I need tables, I need the table structure. What do I need first?
Migration.
Exactly, migration. So I'm going to say rake db create migration, and I'm going to name it create characters. Did I spell it correct? Yeah, perfect. I just want to make sure. Okay, so this is created one migration, that is character. Second, for episodes, I think yes, episodes, and then appearances, because it's going to be,
Yeah, it is A.
oh, I forgot an the movie EA, yeah. I'm bad with spelling, sorry guys. Okay, appearances. 3 tables, we need 3 table structures, so we created 3 migrations. Now it's time, ooh, so many files, oh my god. It's time to fill out those migration. Start with character. What information do I need in character?
Create table.
Exactly. First of all, we need to do create table. Name is going to be characters. Do T. And then what information I need to store inside this one? Character, just name. So it's going to be T dot. What kind of data type? String and name. Okay, done with first migration. Second migration, episode. Likewise, what we were doing in our Ruby when we were building many-to-many relationship. First, complete your 2 classes and then go for the joiner one. Okay?
Create many classes first.
Yes. So let's do create table episodes do T, and I'm gonna say T dot string and title. Done with this one. Sorry? Did I miss something?
I thought episode had two.
No, it's just have one thing, title. Okay, here comes appearances. So we're gonna say create table Okay, what I need to store in this table? The IDs. So it's going to be T dot integer, and then it's going to be character underscore ID and T dot integer episode underscore ID. Okay, character underscore ID, episode underscore ID. We wrote this migration here. Whew, it's time to run those migrations. So break db migrate. Ooh, created all those tables for me. And if we go to our schema, we can see the new tables in here. Character, episode. So schema puts everything in alphabetical order, but nothing. The previous two are not going to change. Those are fine. Those are just like that. We just created this 3. Okay, created the table, created everything. It's time to create some data for it before we test anything else. So seed file. Can I just create my data here? Yes. Okay. Let's start with character. So I'm just gonna say character dot create, that takes name. Oh, let's assign it to a variable. So I'm just gonna say C1 equals, and then let's say Joey. Oh, I like friends. If you guys like any other character, feel free to let me know. Phoebe. Then I like Monica. Perfect. Okay, fair enough. We have Joey, Phoebe, Monica there as characters. Second thing, what do we need to create? Episodes, not the joiner, because joiner takes ID from both the table. Until you don't have data in both the table, you cannot create the joiner one. So my joiner is going to be episode. So I'm going to say episode dot create title, and I believe all friends are title. I like the one with, so I'm just saying the one with monkey, then the one with Chandler. Oh, Chandler. And this is E2, E3, and the one with Ross. Okay, then so we're gonna say exactly. So we are now gonna build. Oh, I still forget appearances or appearance dot create, and I'm gonna say character underscore ID equals going to be C1 dot ID, and episode underscore ID is going to be E1 dot ID. Okay, I'm gonna create a few of those. Oh, my bad. Oh, before T. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. So I'm just gonna put any random 3, episode 1, episode 3, episode 3, episode 2. Okay? Created this random data. If I do db seed, it should work? Yeah? Yeah? Yes?
Yes.
Hi. Ooh. What's the problem?
Uninitialized constant character.
It's saying uninitialized constant character. Why? You're gonna meet this problem a lot of times. We have just created the structure. Did we create models? Did we create models for those three? No. So at the time, migration always create the structure. So migration not gonna give you error because it's just create structure or schema for you. But at the time of seeding the data or at the time of adding the data, it's go and look for, oh, do I have this class in my model? Oh no, then I don't know what to do to combine with which particular table and going back and looking the schema. So seed data or adding the data, you need the model because model connects the class with the database. So let's go ahead and in my models, let me close all this. Ooh, my bad. I'm just gonna open this schema, seed file, schema, and here in models, let's create a new model. First model is going to be character. Second model is going to be episode. And third model is going to be appearance dot avi. Okay, now still we need to do class character that is inheriting from active record base. Yeah, I have this E capital. Let's make it small, end it, and that's all we need in our classes. Episode and okay, and now boom. Okay, and if we do rake console and if I do episode.all, I have all the episodes in there. Everything is fine. So just make sure that when you want to put data in your table or in your database, you have to have model. Model comes in a place when you are adding the data. Migration has nothing to do with models. Migration just helps you to create the schema. Okay, that's the difference between those two. Okay. Yeah, sure. Oh, my bad. I always forget that A. We have all of these. Okay? If it's not seeded correctly, for sure it will give you error. If it's just like go to next line, either it haven't seeded anything and it's not able to give you error, that means a huge problem is there that we need to figure out. But usually, most of the time, if something is wrong with the seed data, it will throw out that error on you that, oh, we don't know what this character is, we don't know what this is, we don't know what you guys are talking about. Okay, now this is just like, oh, we put the data in there. It's time to build that many-to-many relationship in, right? So before we build that, let's look at this one. And let's write a relationship first of all here. So character has many appearance. Yes?
Yes.
And appearance belongs to character.
Yes.
Likewise, episode has many appearance.
Yes.
Appearance belongs to episode because joiner class always belongs to other two classes. Other two classes has many of those. That's the relationship. Good. But now, for this two, the character and episode. So, character has many episodes, but we have to have joiner class. So we're gonna write true. Have you guys read something about this? I think one of your many labs called has many true labs. So that's now that true keyword comes in a place. That character has many episodes through appearances. So how to build this in ActiveRecord is first of all, let's start with character. So I'm going to say character has many appearances.
This building.
Oh my god, I always forget that.
I thought it was has many episodes through appearances.
Okay, first of all, before you do through, you need to get to that point. Like likewise in our joiner class, before we need the other class information, we were grabbing the information from our joiner class. So we need to build this relationship. First of all, has many appearance. Now here comes the second part. Has many episodes and then comma through, and then for through make sure you have colon on both sides, like through colon and the name of the, so it's going to be through appearances. Okay, so, yeah, so it's like you cannot do this until you don't have line number 2.
Why do you declare everything?
Sorry,
But
so we are just kind of telling that this is the joiner class, so use this class to get me information from the other class.
yeah, but just has many and belongs to don't
So
really describe the old relationship.
no, if you have has many episode without this through, how ActiveRecord read is like, oh, character has many episode, so maybe episode belongs to a character. If it's another joiner class, you have to go through the if it's another many class, you have to go through the joiner one. Likewise in, so let's take a look for previous one of our previous lectures. So usually whenever we want information from other class, first of all we were grabbing the joiner class information and using that information we were going there. And one more thing about this one, if you guys take a look at our schema, once I have these from my character, when I have these, then I can find out, oh, this is the particular episode ID, and then I need to go to this episode table to get that particular episode information to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Why do you need this has many things? Because you can do this episode ID just with the first relation.
Sorry, you can just do.
Second line, this all has many things, all of it. It's redundant information, isn't it?
No.
Since we already have this has many appearances, it has many appearances has this ID.
Let's think through this two information. First of all, let's think about, I want all the appearances that suppose character Joey is part of what appearances. So we want first all of those. Now, out of all, I just want the episode who's part of the Joey character is part of those episodes. Then we need this. I'll show you when we test it. We'll take a look at it one more time.
In that order, or could you have swapped them?
2 and 3?
No, the two lines in
No,
general.
yeah, no, it has to be like has many episode through appearances. It's just like I want this but using this class.
Okay, could you have done the long line first and then the short
No.
line? Oh,
Because it's just like, if first of all I have to have information of the joiner class, so I can use that information and go to other class and grab the information back. Let's go to this one. Same thing. Has many A, thank you, appearances, has many characters, comma, through appearances. And now in appearance, it's just going to belongs to the other two classes. So it's going to be belongs to characters.
character.
Character belongs to a character. Because it's a singular. Whenever you have belongs to, it's going to be the singular word. That means this the example, the pen belongs to me. I have many pens.
And
I have
the
many
other
pens.
ones we were doing appearances.
Yeah, because it has many. And it belongs to character as well as it belongs to episodes. I think it was right. Yes.
Oh, it's singular, right?
No, it's going to be plural as well. And my bad. Oh, sorry.
I was
Sorry.
like, why?
No. Sorry, my bad. It's going to be singular. Belongs to singular. I was looking at something else. I erased the... Oh, yeah. Thank you. So we have this character episode belongs to. Now, what that 2 lines in each model provide us is, if I do read console. Let's start with character dot first. Joey is our first character, right? I want to know all the information about Joey. So all the appearances about Joey. So it's going to be appearance or appearances.
Appearances.
Because it has many appearances. So now, Joey has just one appearance. So we just got to know about, oh, Joey has just one appearance. Let's see the character who have more than one appearance.
Can you type that in again and just put appearance?
Yeah.
And it's just going to give us an error.
It's going to give us error and it will tell us, do you want appearances instead of appearance? Like, did you mean appearances? Okay. I think the second one, character.all.1.appearances. And now we got 2 appearances for that particular character because our character 2 has 2 appearances. Okay, now I want to do, this is like, now, first of all, we are talking about this relationship. Character and appearance, just this part. Okay, so has many words. We got all the appearance. Let's check if we have appearance, can we find out the character or not? So we're gonna do appearance. I got that A after E. Appearance dot first dot character or characters. Character because it's belong to character. We got the first character, that is Joey, whose appearance is this. Okay, one way, build. It's time for checking the another way. So it means episodes dot all.
Episode.
Thank you. And now if I do first dot, I forgot that A, appearances. 2 appearances for the first episode. It working. So it's the second way, like episode has many appearance, working. Now let's check the reverse way. Appearance dot first dot episode or episodes. Episode because it's one belongs to relationship. Okay, done. That means, oh, from many classes we are having information from joiner class. Now let's test the other way around. So if I do if I do episode dot first dot characters, because it's a has many relationship, what I get? So actually, let me do this. So if I do episode first dot appearance, I get this one. Yes? So what is the character ID? 1 and 2 that are associated with first episode. And if I do episode first dot character, we got that first and second ID, Joey and Phoebe. There. So now it makes sense why it need that through information, because through is the joiner class that had information from both other classes. And suppose it's just like, let's get rid of these, okay? I want to see what happens. And exit it, clear it. What I get? It gets, oh, I have something called characters, but I can't grab information because I don't have in nothing to compare with the characters information. That's why you need to use the joiner class in here, that I want that, but through appearance. Oh, sorry, I need to exit it. And now we have
So
those.
all this additional has many thing, all this line just gives us additional methods like characters actually.
Yes.
to that.
So has many characters.
Without this line, we actually can find it through IDs, but it will take a lot of code.
With IDs?
Yeah, we know IDs. We can find IDs where IDs equals IDs.
Okay, so no. Let me clear that thing here.
No, I mean all the line.
Oh, you want to remove all this line?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, then we have appearance ID, but
Yeah. We can find it through like.
that's a very long way.
rare things.
Yeah, but it's just like
It's
active
just
record.
the convenience of having this characters things.
Yeah, it's
the
just
reason
like,
why we added
I have the episode 3 and I want to know how many characters were in there, and I have appearance. Why don't you just use it? So active record now. See, you don't need to worry about in grabbing information from joiner, compare it, then grabbing information from many classes and compare it.
That's what I meant. Why we say
Yes,
that.
exactly. Exactly. That's why active record give us this. It's just like, put those relationship there and I will do everything for you. You don't need to worry about it at all. Okay, question.
Yeah, on the, what was it called? Could you switch back to the code?
Good? Yeah.
Line 2.
2?
If we remove that, will everything still work? Or
Mm, no, I think so. It would not work. And I'm pretty sure it should not work.
Got it.
Because it's just like, I don't know what is appearance until you don't have as many
I guess
appearance
my,
there.
My assumption was if it would be intuitive enough to understand that if it's already gaining something through something, then it should already be able to gain it by itself, but I guess not.
Nah, it's just like you can do through something that you have has many to it.
Got it.
So now if we do it, it will give you that
It's
those
just this first line, line 2. It's if you look at this difference between select and select, it's this image thing.
Yes. So did you guys do this nice point, Varia? Did you guys do the joiner class one? Queries? Okay, I gave a task on Wednesday. How many of you completed that task? I provided solution on Friday. Those comments we haven't got a chance to talk about joiner class. Joiner queries, that means you have 2 tables and you are grabbing information from 2 tables with some condition. And those called joiner. So this one, characters from characters, inner join, appearance. That means it's joining 2 tables, character and appearance, where it match the episode ID. It returns all those information back. That's what it does. Okay. Question. Okay, quick recap here. For one-to-many relationship, it's going to be has many and belongs to, and for many-to-many relationship, it's going to be has many and has many through the joiner class. Okay, we need to put those 2 lines in your models. So let's take a quick recap. We created first migration, then we migrated, then we seeded the data, but we failed because we haven't created the model. You cannot add the data to your tables until you don't have the model. So we created the model, we seeded the data, and then we We just put those relationships in our models, and now we have all the methods that are working completely fine without any interruption. Okay. Cool.